Hi everyone, welcome back to Michelle Reads and Vlogs. It has been a while. I have not been very well. We're not going to focus on that too much today. Just know that I am getting better. I'm still not 100%, but I'm a lot better than I have been. So welcome back. This is amazing to be doing this, especially seeing as since I've been poorly, which has been just under 4 months now. All of the posts that I've gotten, I have saved for us to open. I was saving it before I got poorly as well. So this is probably over 5, if not 6 months worth of book post. I have opened all of like my monthly Fairyloot, Illumicrate, because that was becoming a bit overwhelming. And to be honest, I'm not really quite ready to fully be back yet, but this is getting overwhelming. So I've told myself that I just need to start opening it. I might do it in more than one sitting, and that is fine. Just be relaxed, but we need to open this post. I need to get some of the books. It is December. I think it's currently December 12th as I'm filming this. I am about 13 books off my Goodreads yearly goal. And I just know that if I've got any chance of hitting that goal, I need some of these books because I'm excited to read them. So we've got to start opening them. Okay, I'm going to get myself a little bit more comfortable and I will see you in a second. Okay, so I am a little bit more comfortable. Let's make a start. I'm going to go for these ones first because they're the most in the way. Let's get into it. Firstly, we've got a Fairyloot box. Oh, okay, so this is the special edition of Howl's Moving Castle. This is a book that I have not read. I took a little bit of a gamble on going for this one. I'm really hoping that I am going to enjoy it. This is a gorgeous special edition. You've got that, losing words already. You can tell I've not done this for a while. What on earth is that called? I've forgotten. Monochrome? No, that's not the word. Anyway, foiling, and it's kind of got the colour in it. Gorgeous artwork. Here it wraps around. We've got a gorgeous sprayed edge that matches that image off the front, and then the block colour top and bottom. Some nice end pages. Ooh, foiling on the hardcover. Stunning. And yeah, a lot of people said that they thought I would like this book, so here we go. Not signed, which is a bit of a strange one. I thought most special editions from them were, but hi everyone, editing Michelle here, just to say that obviously at the time of filming this I was not really fully with it, and of course the author is no longer with us, so of course they're not going to be signed. I don't know what I was thinking, I clearly wasn't at the time, but yeah, my bad, so I do apologise for that. There we go. Howl's Moving Castle. I am looking forward to getting into this one. I think it might be one of the ones I reach for quite soon. Okay, next we have got an Owlcrate. So this is probably going to be one of their monthly books. As usual, got all these little bits of packaging. Oh, it's the Owlcrate version of Lady Macbeth. Okay, so I know that my old housemate Julia really wanted to read this. She wanted the Waterstones edition. So I did find it secondhand because they'd sold out on the website. Found it secondhand and I sent it to her. She's just received it for her birthday. So this is my edition. I definitely knew I didn't need more than one copy of this, because was it Fairyloot that came out with a gorgeous edition of this as well? But I knew we were getting it in an Owlcrate, so I only needed one. That is stunning. I love the 4 different creatures there. Is it like an otter, a snake, a dragon, and some kind of a bird? The colours on this, I love that bronze foiling. Oh wow. Oh wow. Do you know what? I just love Owlcrate. It's one of the most expensive book boxes that I get, but I just think the quality is, oh my gosh, that's stunning. Oh my gosh, oh my god, the whole thing. This should be a whole video of its own. This is stunning. And when I said I only needed one edition of this, like this is it. This is gorgeous. Let's hope the book is good. Because like I said, I've not read it yet, and you've got a letter from the author, the signature on that page there. Wow, stunning. I can't get over that. This is like video done. We can stop here. I've opened 2 gorgeous books. Wow. Wow, wow. Wow, wow, wow. I realise as well I haven't gone through the synopsis of either of these. Do you know what? There's so many here that I'm tempted to just keep going and not go through the synopsis. I don't know. Do we want that? No, let's have a quick look at the synopsis of this. It's only small. The lady knows the stories, how her eyes induce madness in men. The lady knows she will be wed to the Scottish brute who does not leave his warrior ways behind when he comes to the marriage bed. The lady knows his hostile, suspicious court will be a game of survival, requiring all of her wiles and hidden witchcraft to survive. But the lady does not know her husband has occult secrets of his own. She does not know that prophecy girds him like armour. She does not know that her magic is greater and more dangerous and that it will threaten the order of the world. She does not know this yet, but she will. That sounds brilliant. Wow. I actually didn't know that. Obviously, it's Lady Macbeth, so it's got that link to Macbeth from Shakespeare. But I am not a huge Shakespeare fan. I did live in Stratford-upon-Avon for a year. I did go and see one show. I went to see The Merry Wives of Windsor, and it was brilliant, but I honestly can't even remember what the story was about. So as usual, Lock Library comes beautifully wrapped. It feels like a gift to yourself, which obviously all of these special editions are. We spend a lot of money on them, and I love that they go this extra kind of mile. Hex and Hexability by Kate Johnson. So I was looking at this book and I knew we were getting it in Lot Library. So again, I only need 1 edition. So here we go. Oh, look at that sprayed edge. Block on the top and bottom. You get a red ribbon bookmark. I love that they always add it, like theme it to the colour of the book. That's gorgeous. Little cat. I didn't know what that was until I looked. It's a little cat. And you've got the spine there onto the back. Quite plain end pages, but you know, no problem. That's gorgeous. So my Lot Library shelf is actually full. I'm going to have to start making some decisions on how to display these. Yeah, gorgeous. Let's have a quick look at what this one is about. Lady Tiffany Worthington has always had a special talent for making the world around her come to life, whether she wants it to or not. But it's only with the arrival of her mysterious great aunt Esme on the eve of the Battle of Waterloo that she learns she's a witch, and that the magic she's long feared is actually a gift to be embraced. Now, as she's exposed to a side of London she never knew existed, one with sea creatures, magical portals, time travel, and a handsome duke with a dashing scar that makes him look like a pirate, Lady Tiffany discovers that despite what the Ton might decree, there is no limit to what she can do or who she can be. Kind of a little bit historical with the fantasy there. They're a bit hit and miss for me, these historical fantasies. I recently read The Honey Witch, and I think for some people they will love that book, but it just wasn't for me. The mixture with the historical aspects, it just didn't do it for me. You know, we are all different. It's fine. That's what makes the world go round. The broken binding. So I think I have one left of the last sci-fi trilogy to get from these, which were the Andy Weir ones. I think, had we got Hail Mary yet? I can't remember. But then the new trilogy, they're probably all sitting here. It's been that long since I've opened these. Love that the broken, that's my light shade. Love that the broken binding, always wrap these so well. Like these books, I doubt if they will ever have any complaints from books coming damaged. Look at this. Like that is crazy, absolutely crazy, but they never come damaged. you know. Oh, it's Station 11. It's not one of the BookBox ones at all. So I actually kind of forgotten that I had ordered this. So recently, because I've not been working as much as I usually would, I've not had as much money. So there's loads of special editions that have come out that I've just not been able to go for because I can't afford it. Basically, money has changed the past few months, and that's fine. It's just the way life is. So I think this must have come out before I got sick for me to have gone for it and been able to afford it. But yeah, exciting, because I actually couldn't remember if I did or not. I knew I wanted it, but there we go, exciting. And here it is. So I have not read this before, but I love dystopian. I think it is dystopian. Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel. That cover, I love the pink on the black and white. That is amazing. We've got signature in pink to match. There's the end pages, kind of like this comic book style artwork. Then the pink again. That is so cool. So cool. And this is a book that I really want to read. So again, going back to the idea of me wanting to get my Goodreads challenge, I need to get these books out that I'm desperate to read. One snowy night in Toronto, famous actor Arthur Leander dies on stage whilst performing the role of a lifetime. That same evening, a deadly virus touches down in North America. The world will never be the same again. 20 years later, Kirsten, an actress in The Travelling Symphony, performs Shakespeare in the settlements that have grown up since the collapse. But then her newly hopeful world is threatened. If civilization was lost, what would you preserve and how far would you go to protect it? I really want to read this. Really, really, really. Wow. Oh, next, I think, so this is our first set of non-special editions. This is a big order I got from Waterstones with a voucher, or vouchers, that people gave me for my birthday. I did turn 38 the other month. I got 3 vouchers. I was very blessed that people gave me so much. So I spent it on the books because they know that, you know, this is what I would enjoy. So this is some of them. I think there is another one in here somewhere that was bought with vouchers too, and I've got like a couple of quid left on there. I'll try and get them out. This is the thing with the Waterstones packaging. They package it so tight, but then you have to be really careful opening the package so that you don't damage the books yourself as you pull it out. Okay, so the first one is Rewitched by Lucy Jane Wood. One of my Instagram friends, Laura, she went to the signing of this, and I think she said that she thought I would enjoy it. Yeah, gorgeous. She went, yeah, to the signing of it and met the author. Look at the little cat there. Oh, that's pretty. Always a fan of stars. So as obviously this is the Waterstones special edition because it's from a Waterstones package. Belladonna Blackthorn hasn't lost her magical spark, but she hasn't seen it in a while either. Balancing work at her beloved London bookshop Luna Books with handling her toxic boss and concealing her witchcraft from those around her, Belle is burnt out. Perfecting the potential of her magic is the last thing on her mind. There's more to the synopsis than that, but yeah, obviously witchcraft is kind of in the name. Yeah, cute. Looking forward to that one. Oh, this is our first, I think, non-fantasy of the haul. And this is Want by Gillian Anderson. I don't think this is a special edition. It's just completely standard. Oh, look at those end pages. All of those words. So this is a non-fiction that she has put together basically of stories of sexual desires of different people. Within these stories, there is one of her own sexual desire, but it is anonymous, so we don't know. And yeah, I just thought that that sounded good. It was a bit hyped up online. I am a sucker for giving into hype. If everyone else is reading something, I want to read it too. I love the cover. I love the idea of reading about other people's desires, because obviously it's not something that we talk about. It is a little bit taboo, so yeah, I thought that would be an interesting one to go for and to get into. So these two then go together, fantasy books. I also think I might have a duplicate of the first one, which is Can't Spell Treason Without Tea. I might have ordered this twice on mistake. So these are both by Rebecca Thorne. It's books 1, and I think this is book 2. I think it's a sequel. I'm not entirely sure. This one follows a couple. One of them is the kind of, she was an assassin or a, oh, that's pretty, or like a bodyguard to the queen, and her partner is like a really powerful necromancer or a witch, and they both basically run away and open a tea shop. So yeah, really looking forward to this one. It is a cozy fantasy. I have loved cozy fantasy this year. I think it's definitely a niche of fantasy that really appeals to me. I really enjoy reading, so definitely want to get into this one. And as I said, I bought book 2, and this one I do not know what it's about, so I'm going to have a quick look at the synopsis and we will look together. Chianthe and Rene, they're the couple, are desperately hunting for dragon eggs to save their hometown. Unfortunately, in order to secure their prize, they must strike a deal with a local lord. The mission: to capture Serena, a notorious river pirate, and Scrouge of the lord's supply chain. And there's more there as well. So that sounds very different. Obviously, the first one, they're opening a tea shop. Now they're going on a quest. So maybe it's a prequel, maybe it's a sequel. I actually don't know. Okay, next we have another broken binding to open. As I said, this one's probably going to be one of the sci-fi subscription trilogies that I subscribe to. So I was right, this is Project Hail Mary. So this is going to be our 3rd book in the first sci-fi, well, I'm calling it a trilogy. Obviously they're not a trilogy, Andy Ware's books. They're all standalones, but they're his 3 main books. I know he's got a smaller book, something about an egg as well. Yeah, these are his 3 main books that he has released. And this audiobook, amazing. Can't tell you why, but go into this without knowing too much and listen to the audiobook. It is amazing. So this fits in with the other 2 editions that we've got. We've got the spaceship there. It's about a chap who wakes up alone on a spaceship in the deep part of space, and he's got concussion, and over time his memory comes back and he finds out why he's there, basically. I think he's just a scientist. He is not a trained astronaut. But as he gets his memories back, we find out that basically he is going to save humanity. And then other things happen. You really need to listen to it or read it. Brilliant. I love Andy Ware. Absolutely love. This is the October locked library because it's the Halloween box, which is why it's a different colour. Okay, so even the sticker on there is Halloween themed. I like it. I like that they went that little extra mile. Oh, it was the Bell Witches by Lindsay Kelk. So again, I saw these special editions coming out everywhere. I was like, I just need one. I know I'm getting it in the locked library box. Oh, that's pretty. I'm pretty sure this is a colourway change. The original cover is pink. Got the ribbon is kind of an orangey colour to match those bronzes and the oranges. Oh, this is pretty. Oh, that's gorgeous. Oh, wow. Look at that green. I don't know if we've had a green before. No, we actually haven't. We've had a few reds. That's gorgeous. Oh, my gosh. Back end pages are usually the same as the front. Wow, 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 wow. What an addition. We have a author letter as usual. No signature. Maybe it's not a thing for them. After Emily's father tragically dies, she is forced to live with the only family she has left, an aunt and grandmother in the heart of Savannah, Georgia, in a house as beautiful as it is mysterious. But not all is what it seems with the Bell family. They're hiding a magical secret. When Emily meets the alluring Wynne, she forms a connection that feels like it was always meant to be. As the spark between them grows more powerful, her life takes an exhilarating and terrifying turn, but every step closer to him takes her a step further away from her family. Emily will soon find out that blood is always thicker than water. Oh, so excited for that one. Oh my gosh. As I said, like, so many books here that I'm excited for. This is one of my American orders. When I order things from the States, I'm really trying not to show you address. Usually I would take the time to black them all out, and I just do not have the time or energy for that right now. So yeah, if things come out from Barnes & Noble, or what other things do I order? Barnes & Noble. If I order off Pango Books, Barnes & Noble, they're usually the main ones. Oh, Book of the Month. Yeah, companies that don't ship to the UK, I use a forwarding service called Stackry. So you sign up with them, they give you an address for their warehouse. So when you place an order, you order to your address at the warehouse. You collect all your parcels up over a few weeks, and then you pay to have them consolidated and shipped to you all together. It does cost money, you know, you're basically paying for shipping twice and overseas shipping, but it's a way of being able to get orders from the US, the States. I know at the moment EU countries are changing their law on ordering, so a lot of companies like Bookish Box that used to be able to deliver to the UK no longer can. And they're saying, they even mentioned the company I use, Stackry. They're like, you need to set up with Stackry if you want to still order from us. This is the first time that leaving the EU has actually benefited me personally, that a lot of companies can still deliver to us in the UK because we're not in the EU anymore. Yeah, other than that, it has not benefited us to leave so far. Anyway, that's enough politics. Let's get into the box. So, we have got the Barnes & Noble edition of The House in the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune, and it has this gorgeous sprayed edge. I have never read this, and again, I'm in my cozy fantasy era. When I saw that they were coming out with this edition and the new sequel, which didn't it just win the Goodreads Choice Awards? I can't remember. Yeah, I was like, I want these editions and I want to read it, so I should probably tell you what it's about. Linnaeus Baker is a by-the-book caseworker at the department in charge of magical youth. At 40, he lives in a tiny house with a devious cat and his old records for company, but his quiet life is about to change. Linus, not Linnaeus, sorry. Linus is summoned by extremely upper management and given a curious and highly classified assignment. Travel to an orphanage on a distant island and determine whether 6 dangerous magical children are so dangerous, in fact, that they're likely to bring about the end of days. When Linus arrives at that strangest of islands, he's greeted by a series of mysterious figures, the most mysterious of which is Arthur Parnassus, the master of the orphanage. As Linus and Arthur grow closer, Linus discovers the master would do anything to keep the children safe, even if it means the world has to burn. Of course, his secret comes to light. His secret comes to light. The House in the Cerulean Sea is an enchanting love story masterfully told about the profound experience of discovering an unlikely family in an unexpected place and realising that family is yours. Oh my god, I just want to read every single book here as soon as I possibly can. Oh my god, how have we only just made a tiny dent? I haven't showed you the pile yet. I'm drinking lots of water. This is really tiring for me. If anyone doesn't know, I have chronic fatigue syndrome, so I'm exhausted already just from opening these and talking. This is our pile so far. Wow. Oh, thank you so much, Pastor Michelle, for ordering all of these books. Oh, brilliant. Okay. There's more in this box. So we have next got Book of the Month for August, which was The Wedding People by Alison Espach. This was in the Goodreads Choice Awards. I know it got to like the final round. I can't remember what won. I really haven't paid enough attention to this. So this is about a woman at a wedding. I think she shouldn't be there, and then she flees, and then she gets to know the photographer or something. It's a beautiful day in Newport, Rhode Island, when Phoebe Stone arrives at the Grand Cornwall Inn wearing a green dress and gold heels, not a bag in sight, alone. She's immediately mistaken by everyone in the lobby for one of the wedding people. But she's actually the only guest at the Cornwall who isn't here for that big event. Phoebe is here because she's dreamed of coming for years. She's hoped to shuck oysters and take sunset sails with her husband. Only now she's here without him at rock bottom and determined to have one last decadent splurge on herself. Meanwhile, the bride has encountered for every detail and every possible disaster the weekend might yield, except for, well, Phoebe and Phoebe's plan, which makes it much more surprising when the two women can't stop confiding in each other. It turns absurdly funny and devastatingly tender. The Wedding People is ultimately an incredibly nuanced and resonant look at the winding paths we can take to places we never imagined. Oh, I thought it was romance. It's obviously not. It's about the two women. So, well, maybe it is romance. Who knows? But yeah, it's about connection. Wow, love it. Oh, okay, let's take this one out next because it is the sequel to The House in the Cerulean Sea, Somewhere Beyond the Sea by TJ Klune. This one has the orange sprayed edge. And this, yeah, it's a sequel, so we're going back to it. Welcome back to Marsyas Island. So I'm not going to read that. Obviously, if you're not interested in the first one, you probably wouldn't be interested in the second, and vice versa. Okay, next, carrying on with the Fourth Wing hype, we got the paperback with the sprayed edge of the dragons from Barnes & Noble. This is chunky. Oh, it's also a little bit battered. Oh, this is one of the only other issues with having it all shipped on. Like, sometimes there is slight damage, but it's also embossed. I love that. You can tell I've got a whole Fourth Wing shelf, a Fourth Wing hype going on, and I just felt like at the time I needed it as a part of my collection. As I say, because of money changing the past few months, my views on special editions has changed a lot. And I look at my shelves and I almost regret a lot of my special editions because I'm like, I don't need this many editions of, well, in this case, 2 books. Like, where's Addie LaRue? It's that shelf there. That shelf is all Addie LaRue. That's all Shades of Magic. And I'm like, I just need one copy and to enjoy the books. But I don't know, maybe when I've got more money I'll change my mind again. But yeah, at the moment priorities are changing. It is what it is. They've changed the book of the month bookmarks. The quotes are on the top now. They're a bit longer. We have got another one which was in the finals of the Goodreads Choice Awards for fiction, The God of the Woods by Liz Moore. This was the July book of the month. So you can see this is how long they've been sitting on my floor for, waiting for me to open them. So this is about a camp where a child of the people who own the summer camp goes missing, and I think it's like an anniversary of another child going missing from the same family whilst we're on this summer camp. I'll just kind of go to the end of the synopsis. As a panic search begins, a thrilling drama unfolds, chasing down the layered mysteries of the Van Laar family and the blue-collar community living and working in its shadows. Moore's multi-threatened story invites readers into a rich and gripping dynasty of secrets. So again, that has been very well received by people in general. Okay, we have got Camp Zero by Michelle Min Sterling. This was an April 2023 book of the month. I think this is dystopian. In remote northern Canada, a team led by a visionary American architect is breaking ground on a building project called Camp Zero. Intended to be the beginning of a new way of life, a clever and determined young woman... I'm rushing, so I can't speak properly. Calm down, Michelle. I think it's because now I've started, I just want to keep going, and I told myself I would do this in as many sittings as it takes. So I might even finish this box and then break. A clever and determined young woman, code-named Rose, is offered a chance to join the Blooms, a group hired to entertain the men in the camp, but her real mission is to secretly monitor the mercurial, don't know what that word means, architect in charge. In return, she'll receive a home for her climate-displaced Korean immigrant mother and herself. Rose quickly secures the trust of her target, only to discover that everyone has a hidden agenda and nothing is at it seems. Through skillfully braided perspectives, including those of a young professor longing to escape his wealthy family and an all-woman military research unit struggling for survival at a climate station, the fate of Camp Zero's inhabitants reaches a stunning crescendo. I know that word, I just can't talk. Atmospheric, fiercely original and utterly gripping, Camp Zero is an electrifying page-turner and a masterful exploration of who and what will survive in a warming world and how falling in love and building community can be the most daring acts of all. Right up my alley. Honestly, I can't wait to read most of these. And the final one in this box is another banger in the literary fiction this world, which is Blue Sisters. This was the September book of the month. So this is about 4 sisters, and one of them passes away, and the other 3, it's their kind of coming back together and reflecting on life and the life of their sister, I think. The 3 Blue sisters are exceptional and exceptionally different. Avery, the eldest, and a recovering heroin addict turned straight-laced lawyer, lives with her wife in London. Bonnie, a former boxer, works as a bouncer in Los Angeles following a devastating defeat. And Lucky, the youngest, models in Paris whilst trying to outrun her hard partying ways. They also had a 4th sister, Nikki, whose unexpected death left the family reeling. A year later, as they each navigate grief, addiction, and ambition, they find they must return to New York to stop the sale of the apartment they were raised in. But coming home is never as easy as it seems, as the sisters reckon with the disappointments of their childhood and the loss of the only person who held them together. They realise that the greatest secrets they've been keeping might not have been from one another, but from themselves. Oh, and as someone who is one of 4 siblings, like, I couldn't imagine the loss of one of my siblings. Obviously, it's so weird, family dynamics, and you know how different siblings are close with each other for different reasons, and over time how the dynamics change, and interesting. So I like reading about family dynamics. Anyway, I think I am going to break for now. For you, I will be back in a few seconds, but I'm going to have some lunch, which includes cooking, because I do, what's it called? This is how bad having chronic fatigue syndrome gives you such bad brain fog. Like, I get brain fog anyway. My memory is terrible, but HelloFresh. I do HelloFresh. So I need to cook my HelloFresh, eat my HelloFresh, have a bit of a rest, and then I'll come back to you to open some more. But so far, I'm so happy I've done this. So happy I've got around to opening these. Okay, I'm back from lunch. It's only been about 2.5 hours since I stopped this. You could probably tell the light has changed quite a lot. It's only like 2 p.m. just after. This is just life in the UK at this time of the year. We are coming up to the shortest day, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait for the days to start getting longer again. Anyway, so whilst I was having lunch, I got a delivery. So Every came and delivered my lock library. So I'm gonna guess this is the December one, because we're in December. We I don't know, I've just been quite out of it with which monthly book boxes have been coming and which month is which. I've just kind of been, I don't know, with Fairyloot and Illumicrate, just opening them. Obviously these, just saving them. Let's open this one up. Ooh, The Haunting of Moscow House by Alessia Salinkova Gilmore. That is gorgeous. Look at the purples there. Ooh, and that sprayed edge, solid top and bottom with the ribbon bookmark. To the back, beautiful. So opening it up. And again, a kind of a different colour to what we've had so far. I think we have had a purple or 2 before, but this is a gorgeous kind of dark plum purple. Slightly different end pages there. We've got a bound-in letter from the author as usual, and no signature. So this one, in the summer of 1921, a group of Bolsheviks, I've not pronounced that correctly at all, moves into Irina and Lily Goliteva's ancestral home in Moscow, a mansion falling into disrepair. The sisters and their family are ordered to move into the attic while the officials take over the grand rooms below. As the sisters navigate their new lives and even new loves, they know they must keep their peace with their unwanted guests, but the house has plans of its own, ... When one of the officials is found dead, tensions rise. Have the spirits of their deceased family awoken, desperate to reveal what really happened to them during the revolution? Only unearthing the frightening secrets of Moscow House will save their family, ... though sometimes the past should stay dead. So that's an interesting one because it sounds good. But obviously with everything going on in the world at the moment and the media, it's a bit difficult to want to read things set in Russia. And it's difficult, isn't it? Because it's not the people's fault of what is happening to their country, but it's just a little bit strange, isn't it? But it does sound good, but I'm not sure it's one I'm going to reach for immediately, if that makes sense. Yeah, I've got nowhere to really put this now. I guess I could keep stacking a little bit. It's getting a little bit unsteady. Let's keep going. So we've got an Owlcrate here. This is so heavy. It's like a doorstop. So this is going to be probably a very chunky book. Okay, we were right to say it's chunky. When they usually put some packing peanuts in, there's not many here because the book took up most of the box. Oh my gosh. So we have got The Courting of Bristol Keats by Mary E. Pearson. So I think this is a recent release. I am just going to take it out of the plastic. This is absolutely stunning, but just so heavy. I'll be interested to see how many pages this is. Love that key design there. The edge and the back. That sprayed edge all the way around is gorgeous. And a ribbon bookmark to match. The end pages. The end pages. Always love a library scene on a book. Oh my gosh. Oh my actual gosh. This just feels like, I know I hate saying this, like a proper book, like a really old-fashioned style book. It's beautiful. And again, I knew I only needed one copy of this book after seeing it. I knew we were getting an Owlcrate copy. This is the only one I've got. Before I get into it, I'm going to look at how many pages this is. 550. So that is on the chunkier side. The other day I finished 5 Broken Blades, which is really good. Quite a long book. It took a while to get into, but then I was invested, and there's going to be a second one. It's just been announced that it's being released. Now that I'm into it, I'm really into the world. I want to get more of it. So just out of interest, I looked on my shelves of what other long books I have. The longest I think I have is The Bee Sting by Paul Murray, which is just over this. It's about 560. I've got a few just over the 500, so this is literally one of the biggest books I own. Crazy. Let's have a look at the synopsis. After losing both their parents, Bristol Keats and her sisters struggle to stay afloat in their small quiet town of Bowskeep. When Bristol begins to receive letters from an aunt she's never heard of who promises she can help, she reluctantly agrees to meet and discovers that everything she thought she knew about her family is a lie. Her father might even still be alive, not killed but kidnapped by terrifying creatures and taken to a whole other realm, the one he is from. Desperate to save her father and find the truth, Bristol journeys to a land of gods and fae and monsters. Pulled into a dangerous world of magic and intrigue, she makes a deadly bargain with a fae leader, Tygan. But what she doesn't know is that he's the one who drove her parents to live a life on the run, and he is just as determined as she is to find her father, dead or alive. I am not going to pop that up there. These shelves are not attached to the wall. Please don't come for me in the comments. It's too heavy. I'm not going to put that on the front of the shelf. So I'm just going to put it in front of me until we get through these boxes, and then I can pop it there. Actually, just move it over into the little gap I've made, because there's more here. There are more boxes on the edge of the desk. Let's keep going. Okay, we have got an Owlcrate set. This is going to be one of 2. It's either going to be the Threads of Power. No, I think I said that earlier. Shades of Magic, the earlier series. Or it's going to be Six of Crows duology, and it is the Shades of Magic. So there should be 3 books in here. We have a darker shade of magic. I think that's Kel on the front there. We've got a Gathering of Shadows with Lila. And then the third one is a Conjuring of Light. And I'm forgetting his name, which is really bad. It's been a while since I've read this now. Oh, what's his name? That's going to really frustrate me. He's the Antari who's stuck in the other London. Is it White London? Oh my gosh. I feel like I need to do a reread of these. I listened to the audiobooks because I read them physically the first time. It'd be interesting to have that experience. Okay, so you've got end pages there. Oh wow. Iridescent. That was the word I was looking for earlier as well. The house colours. Moving castle. Iridescent colours. That's what it looks like inside. So again, these are heavy books. That's going to be Cal's brother, isn't it? And his partner. I've completely forgotten their names. I need to do a reread. Yeah, that is the sprayed edge on that one. So these match the Fragile Threads of Power edition that they did. So that was kind of released as a one-off, and then they've released these since. I would say I assume that the next Threads of Power will be done, but she hasn't even written it yet, so it's not going to be for a while. We've got Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil coming out soon. And then the next one she's working on is Victorious, the third one in the Vicious series. So for anyone who doesn't know, these books are set in a universe where there are 4 parallel worlds, so 4 versions of the City of London. It's like an old-fashioned style London, and you've got Red London, White London, Grey London and Black London, I think that's right. And they all have varying amounts of magic. So in Black London, magic kind of burnt it out. They've sealed Black London from the world so that it doesn't escape and damage anybody else's worlds. And then I think it's White London that's abundant with magic. It's really healthy. Red London, it's kind of going bad, or maybe vice versa. And Grey London is like our London, I think, where there's no magic. And Kel is from Red London. He is a messenger who travels between the Londons. So that is Kel. So he is an Antari, and he can deliver messages between the Londons. And then he meets Lila in Grey London, and she wants to travel, and basically she comes back to Red London with him. And then, oh, they're all different colours. You've got the red, white and blue for the books. Wow. I think I already showed that. Yeah, gorgeous. So, oh, this is the first one. So the first one has got in the bound author letter and the author's signature. Oh, so good. So good. So yeah, another set of Shades of Magic. But they are beautiful. And they match the threads. I love it. Again, these are very heavy. I'm going to leave them on the desk in front of me. Okay, I was going to go for the smaller brown packages next, but I might go for these just so that I can start putting books on here. And there are some brown packages in here as well, to be fair. Okay, so right on the top, we've got a Fairyloot. Don't fall, don't fall, don't fall. There we go. Okay, so I don't know if there's a couple of these or if this is the only Fairyloot, which means I know what it is. It is a version of a book I've read back in summer over the time I went to Germany. And it is When the Moon Hatched, the Fairyloot edition. So this has been sitting on the floor for months. I enjoyed this. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea. It seems to be one of those books that you either love or you hate. Like, there's no real in between. I really liked it. Like, yes, was it the most perfectly written book in the world? No, it wasn't. But I was addicted. Once I started reading it and got into this, I couldn't stop. And I cannot wait for the next one, which is the Ballad of Fallen Dragons, I think, or something like that. This is the Fairyloot version. It's so different to the other versions. I'm going to assume this is Blue, maybe? Does it say on the card? No, it does not. That artwork is so different to the other editions. It is a big book. Oh, gorgeous. So it's all about dragons, and then when they kind of die, they get stuck in the moons in the sky, so you can see them, and then sometimes these moons fall and they break. Oh wow, so that's Rave and Khan. And I think probably his dragon, I've forgotten the name. And it is romantasy, so there is romantic scenes in here. I kind of feel like I've seen this online so much, so it's not a spoiler for me. I've seen it all, or it's not new to me. So we've got a signature there, and yeah, it's a pretty long book. This is like over 550 pages with the acknowledgements, and yeah, like I said, it just didn't feel like it to me, and I just want more. So there we go. Did I tell you what it was about? No, I didn't. I just told you about dragons. So yeah, it's romantasy. We start with Rave. She is in a tavern. She is trying to basically assassinate somebody as a job, or not. Is it? Yeah, it is for a job, but it's kind of like she's the good guy because they're a baddie. So it's like morally grey. But and then yeah, she finds Khan kind of following her. He gets her out of a bit of a sticky situation and frees her, and then she kind of gets taken by him to another part of the country, and yeah, we kind of take it from there and their relationship, and it is romantasy because of how the story is really focused on their relationship and situation. It really is about them. Yeah, brilliant. Because yeah, a lot of romantasy, I just read it and I'm like, is this romantasy, or is it just romance? No, sorry, not romance. Is it just fantasy with a bit of romance in? I don't know. Okay, I think this is a BookBar one. So BookBar is a bookshop in London. It is. I think they must have just run out of small packaging. It's just a normal size book. So they're a bookshop in London, and I get their book club every month. I love the diversity. It really makes me read things that I would not read otherwise. At the moment, I'm reading a book by... oh my gosh, I've forgotten the name. I'm not doing very well with this. Yeah, it's a non-fiction, and yeah, I would never have picked it up. So I really do feel like they push me out of my comfort zone, and I found some amazing books through them. This is Northwoods by Daniel Mason, and it was... what month's book club do you say on here? The September book club. So is there a blurb? Can't actually find what the book is about. That would be useful rather than just put in a ton of accolades on the back. It'd be really useful, wouldn't it? So on the back it just says Northwoods is a monumental achievement of polyphony. I don't know how to say that. And humanity, relating the narrative of an entire country via a single plot of land. It sweeps the reader through hundreds of years and an array of protagonists with a deft, heartbreaking, idiosyncratic zeal. I loved it. That's by Maggie O'Farrell. So guess we're just meant to read it based on that. Sorry that I can't tell you anything more about this. Like, is it fiction? Is it non-fiction? I mean, I will find out, but obviously that doesn't help you. Yeah, so Northwoods by Daniel Mason. Sorry, I can't tell you more. Okay, hopefully we'll have a little bit more luck with the next one. By the looks of it, this is another BookBar again. Probably going to have about 6 of these because they have just been sitting on the floor in here waiting for this to be filmed for me to open them. So I was correct. Here we go, BookBar. And this one is the August book club. Oh my gosh, I wish it was August right now and not December. Think how light it would be. So grey outside. I will greet... oh, that was the bookmark. I Will Greet the Sun Again by Kashaya J. Kabushani. This one is 3 young brothers leave Los Angeles in the dead of night for Iran, taken by their father from their mother to a country and an ancestral home they barely recognise. They return to the valley months later, spit back into American life and changed in inexorable ways. Under the dazzling light of the Californian sun, our protagonist, the youngest brother, begins to piece together a childhood shattered by his father's violence, a queer adolescence marked by a shy secret love affair with a boy he meets on the basketball court, and his ever-changing status as a Muslim in America at the turn of the new millennium. I like that. Sounds good. Okay, so let's pop the bits back in there and put that on there. Next, I think by the feel of it, this is a Waterstones. Yeah, it is. Said I am expecting a you can't spell treason without T repeat at some point, but there are a few Waterstones packages here. This is not that. This is Throne of Secrets by Kerry Maniscalco, and it is the Waterstones special edition. I've gone against my own rule of buying sequels when I have not read the first one. I don't know why, I was so desperate not to miss this special edition, even though it is just a sprayed edge. Like, oh, and is it signed? Maybe? No, it's not signed. It's just the sprayed edge. Like, why? Why did past Michelle do this? Michelle right now would not do this. She would be like, no, you need to read the first one first. The only thing I'm really happy... Oh, that is my door. I'm going to go and see who that is. You couldn't make this up. So this isn't just books. It is something else. But there's a book in here that I had to make the postage up with. Just going to pop it down here for now. Kerry Maniscalco. So I think what I was saying was current Michelle would not be buying a sequel before reading the prequel, but past Michelle did. And look at the flowers. Blue is one of my favourite colours. And to be fair, that is just gorgeous. So I can't tell you much about this. It's a sequel. So we're just going to leave that one there and carry on. Okay, we were doing this pile. So we have got another locked library. So I think before I got sick, I decided that from now on I would put my locked library and my Owlcrate in my kind of big unboxings rather than doing monthly single unboxing videos for them, which just means that right now we have a lot more to open. The good stuff. Let's open this up. Ooh, we have The Ancients Game by Loney Crittendale. Look at that orange sprayed edge. That is nice. We do not get orange very often. That very nicely matches the orange in the bronze foiling. Yeah, it's just a bit foiled. Okay, and obviously the orange bookmark to match. End pages is a map. Back end pages, map, and then on the front, fits very well in with the style. Yeah, I don't really know much about this one, so let's have a look at the blurb. 16-year-old Kellen de Curvy, I did not pronounce that correct, is the descendant of traitors. She never knew her family or which of them betrayed the Isle of Nanseu. Like all the people of her class orphaned after the war, Kellen is forbidden from carving magic into metal, a trade known as makecraft. But Kellen has a secret. In the wake of a tragic miscarve, she's been helping her adoptive father Edgar run his celebrated make shop. With Edgar's condition worsening, his shop is on the brink of ruin. To save them both, Kellen strikes a dangerous deal. She must compete against the nation's elite for a coveted spot as a maker's apprentice. But danger lurks at every turn. As Kellen grows closer to the illegitimate son of one of Nanseu's most revered families, something sinister begins targeting the competitors. Amid a crumbling city and a ticking clock, winning won't just be a test of survival, it will mean uncovering the shrouded legacies of Nanseu itself. Oh, creak. So that sounds really good. I've not heard much about this one though, but it does sound good. I love a good kind of games, see how things, you know, I've not said that very well. Yeah, love games in a book. Okay, another Owlcrate. This is one I'm excited for purely because there's been so many different special editions. And again, I knew I was getting one here, so I knew I didn't need a second copy of this, but this is The Stars Are Dying by Chloe C. Panarenda. Like I said, I've just kind of seen it everywhere, but I haven't really heard of anyone having read it yet and seen their feedback and what they thought of it. So I'm a bit dubious with just following hype. I want to know people's thoughts and opinions, but as I say, I saw it everywhere for a while going on, so I'm glad I've got a copy so I can read and make a judgment myself. So The Stars Are Dying, I'm pretty sure it's more romantic-y leaning. Not sure if I've got that right or wrong. That sprayed edge is gorgeous. I love Owlcrate so much. The quality is just incredible. Absolutely incredible. Oh my gosh, look at that. It's so pretty. Like, just everything. They do not leave a stone unturned. Signature and author letter inside. Astrea is a prisoner of her own mind, the past sliding from her grasp like water, but she knows she must escape the cruel arms that hold her captive and find her clouded memories once again. This quest leads her to the Libertarum, a succession of trials hosted by the king in which five human lands compete for a cycle of safety from the vampires seeking blood, claiming souls, and savaging after dark. But even winning the Libertarium will not keep Astrea safe from vampires. She's made a bargain with the beautiful and deadly knight who stalks her dreams and haunts her waking hours. He promises to keep her safe, but she knows she cannot trust him, cannot trust his lies, even as she finds herself drawn deeper and deeper into his seductive embrace. Caught between night and her own mysteries, Astrea must decide if winning the Libertarium for her kingdom is worth her life, or if protection and the answers to her past really are her strongest desires. Yeah, I think that's romanticy. It's another Owlcrate. It's heavy. I'm going to pop it on the desk with the stack of Owlcrates. Okay, we are into a few, few Waterstones parcels now. We have the paperback of Fragile Threads of Power. So this is obviously the next in the Shades of Magic series. So you've got the 3 Shades of Magic, and then we've got the first of the Fragile Threads of Power series. It's meant to be a standalone trilogy on its own, but you will get more from this if you read the Shades of Magic series first. We do get new characters in this one. So there is a character whose name I have completely forgotten, and she is able to basically see the threads that, it's kind of in the name, she can see the threads of magic, Fragile Threads of Power, and she can like twing at them to kind of do spell work through almost like engineering rather than like spoken spell work or anything. We'll leave it at that. But yeah, I've got another edition because past Michelle, with her obsessive tendencies, had to get every single one going. Said I'm changing my ways slowly. Let's get into this one here. Yeah, I knew it. I knew I'd accidentally. Usually I catch them before they come, but because they've been sitting on the floor for so long, when I realised, I knew they were both already here and already past the day of being able to send them back, which yeah means that someone I know is going to be gifted this soon. Probably see if my sister wants it first, to be honest. Just pop it down there. So next one. So this is going to be another Waterstones. Okay. This is Vilest Things by Chloe Gong. So this is the second book to, I cannot remember the name of it. Where are you? I thought you were on the shelf down here somewhere. Immortal Longings. So this was meant to be a bit of a Hunger Games style book, but it's set in the city and there are cameras everywhere following the contestants and they can basically take each other out in the middle of the streets. I liked the idea of this, the first one, Immortal Longings. I liked the idea of it. I did think it had a lot of plot holes. Like, it wasn't the best book, but the twist at the end got me. So I knew that I would have to get this one immediately to find out what happens next. I'm a little bit confused why it says signed in the exclusive edition. Is it exclusive? There's no sprayed edge there. There is some paper artwork. so maybe that's it. Maybe that's the exclusive part. But yeah, so I want to see what happens with the twist. So I ordered it. That's it. I don't know what this one actually is about. And again, because it's a sequel, I think if you're interested, read the first one first. But to be honest, like I say, I don't know if I would even really recommend the first one unless you're massively into books that follow kind of games and that game type structure, like game to the death, fight to the death. But yeah, if you've read the first one and like me, you want to know what happens, maybe get the second one. Okay, we have got another broken binding. So we've now had the third of the Andy Weir books. This is probably going to be, there's only one, so this is going to be the first one in the next sci-fi trilogy. We are correct. This is the Three Body Problem. So this is a really famous sci-fi trilogy that I have never read. So when they announced that this was going to be the next set, I did and ah whether to get this one or not, because I've not read it before. I hadn't even heard of it before this, but I decided to go for it. I'm gonna read them. I'm interested. I looked at the synopsis. So it's by Cien Leo and it's the Three Body Problem. Block sprayed at the top and bottom. Some and pages there. Pages there. Okay, let's have a read of the synopsis, because this was months ago. I looked at it, I cannot remember. In 1967, Yi Wenji witnesses Red Guards beat her father to death during China's Cultural Revolution. This singular event will shape not only the rest of her life, but also the future of mankind. 4 decades later, Beijing police ask nanotech engineer Wang Miao to infiltrate a secretive cabal of scientists after a spat of inexplicable suicides. Wang's investigation will lead him to a mysterious online game and immerse him in a virtual world ruled by the intractable and unpredictable interaction of its 3 sons. This is the three-body problem, and it is the key to everything. The key to the scientist's death, the key to a conspiracy that spans light years, and the key to an extinction-level threat humanity now faces. I think it was originally written in Cantonese or Mandarin, and then it has been translated, but it doesn't say who the translate. I'm pretty sure it's translated. Why does it not say? Oh, oh my gosh, Michelle, open your eyes. It's at the very bottom. Translated by Ken Liu. So yeah, it's been translated into English. But yeah, very excited to get into some new sci-fi. Just finished the Murderbot series. So I'm a bit sad. I've got no more of those to listen to. I listened to them all on audio. Yeah, brilliant. So let's get into this. And the other big news that we haven't talked about is that the Andy Weir, what's the book called? Project Hail Mary is coming out on, is it a film or is it on TV? I'm not sure, but it's been made into like film. So I'm very excited to watch that because Project Hail Mary is awesome. So the others of these didn't come with a spoiler card, so I'm thinking maybe they're stopping the spoiler card with Owlcrate now. So maybe this was the last one that had it. So this is A Sorceress Comes to Call by T. Kingfisher. Again, I only needed 1 copy of this. I knew I was getting it with Owlcrate. This was the one we went for. And as editions of books go, this is gorgeous. It's purple foiled. And the horse, the name, to the back, edge there. I love that the Owlcrate could do the whole edge and a ribbon bookmark, just everything. Artwork on the front, artwork on the back, reverse dust jacket artwork. Just look at this. I know it's getting dark, so it's getting a little bit more difficult to see. Wow, just stunning. Author letter and signature inside. So I did recently read Nettle and Bone by T. Kingfisher. Let's have a look at what this one is about though. Cordelia knows her mother is unusual. Their house doesn't have any doors between rooms, there are no secrets in this house, and her mother doesn't allow Cordelia to have a single friend, unless you count Falada, her mother's beautiful white horse. The only time Cordelia feels truly free is on her daily rides with him. I realise I'm looking at this really close. The font is awful. Like, the colour of it's fine, but the actual font itself I'm struggling to read. But more than simple eccentricity sets her mother apart, other mothers don't ignore their daughters to be silent. Oh, sorry, don't force their daughters to be silent and motionless for hours, sometimes days on end. Other mothers aren't evil sorcerers. When her mother unexpectedly moves them into the manor home of a wealthy older squire and his kind but keen-eyed sister, Hester, Cordelia knows this welcoming pair are to be her mother's next victims, but Cordelia feels at home for the very first time among these people, and as her mother's plans darken, she must decide how to face the woman who raised her to save the people who have become like family. There we go. And I've heard good things about this, so it's always good. Okay, this must be the next Owlcrate box set, so that means we are on to, what did I say the other one was? We've done Shades of Magic. We've done Shades of Magic. What's the other one? Six of Crows. Six of Crows duology. I'm gonna have to take the wormies out before I can get the books out. Oh, I've just realised my jumper sleeves are still rolled up from making my lunch as well. Attractive. Sorry if anyone noticed that. Oh, okay, so we've got Six of Crows there, and then we're going to have Crooked Kingdom, which is there. So I did get the Shadow and Bone trilogy version of this from Owlcrate, which is also the reason why I've carried on with the Six of Crows duology that they've released, because they all then match. So that is good. These were some of the first fantasy books that I read. So to me, I don't know if I'll ever really want to read them again, but it just feels so nostalgic to know that, you know, this is kind of like the roots of my love of fantasy. I just remember devouring them all. I literally just went from one to the next to the next. Yeah, just gorgeous. And these do fit in really well with the first trilogy that we've got. I suppose I should tell you what they're about. I think sometimes when you have like just these really famous books, you just expect everyone to know, and then you forget that not everyone has read everything that you have. So Shadow and Bone, it's following a girl who has this magic that she didn't realize that she had, and she can become like the savior of the whole land. And this kind of follows a different set of characters after that, and this is kind of like where a lot of the heist stories come from in fantasy, because this was one of the probably not the first, to be honest, but yeah, it's like it's a heist story. So there are a group of people who some know each other, some don't. They bring in to work together to go and pull off a heist, and it all goes from there. Just the group of characters, they're all so kind of, I don't know if the word kind of lovable or likable is the right thing, but the way they work together, the way their brains work, the relationships that they form, whether they're romantic or friendship, it's joyous. I really like it. So I'm going to pop them on the Owlcrate pile, which is now a few books high. Oh, we could actually move them back onto here. So we've got an Illumicrate. Just trying to think what's in this Illumicrate, because it's not a monthly Illumicrate. I've opened those in my own time. I'm kind of thinking, is it a V.E. Schwab? It is. It's two V.E. Schwab books. It's the musical one. That just probably means nothing to you. Let me open it up. When I said the musical one, this Savage Song and this Dark Duet. So these are an older duology that she wrote, and I'm gonna be honest, I haven't read them. So why have I got more than one version of a book I haven't read? Because past Michelle, is obsessive. Well, current Michelle's obsessive. She just doesn't have the same money that past Michelle has to, oh my God, that's stunning, to buy all of these books. I really need to read them. I need to read the V. Schwab books that I've not read that I own more than one copy of. So I'm planning on maybe making a bit of a library room, which is why you've probably noticed nothing behind me's changed in a year. Even though I've got tons of new books. What I'm thinking of doing is only putting books in there that I have read. Oh my God, there is more gold foiling there than actual hardcover. Wow, I don't know if I already showed this. Yeah, just to kind of show myself how many of my books are read versus unread. In the spare room, I've got all my read ones on top of the wardrobe, all kind of lined up nicely. And then all the unread ones are on a sideboard. And I don't know if it's about half and half at the moment, but yeah, I definitely need to read the special editions that I've got, especially more of one copy of. Anyway, let's move on. So we are now on to the cardboardy boxes. These are the last ones. I guess we could start with this one. It's already open because I order stuff off Amazon, and if I need to get the postage to be free, I just choose a book off my wish list that I want to read that isn't too highly priced. So we've got the third Brown Sisters book, Act Your Age, Eve Brown by Talia Hibbert. So these are based on three sisters. Chloe Brown. Oh my God, I've forgotten the second sister's name. I think is it over here? No, it's not. Get a Life Chloe Brown. I've forgotten the other one. It was good. I enjoyed it, but yeah, Act Your Age, Eve Brown is the third one that I need to read. It's their romance. They're nice and feel good, easy to read. I'm finding romance is a bit of a palate cleanser for me, in between kind of either heavier stories, like heavier fiction, historical fiction, and kind of big chunky fantasies. So yeah, enjoying these. Eve Brown is a certified hot mess. No matter how hard she strives to do right, her life always goes horribly wrong. So she's given up trying. But when her personal brand of chaos ruins a wedding, her parents draw the line. It's time for Eve to grow up and prove herself, even though she's not entirely sure how. Jacob Wayne is always in control. The uptight B&B owner expects nothing less than perfection from his employees. So when a purple-haired tornado of a woman applies for his open chef position, he tells her the brutal truth. Not a chance in hell. Then she hits him with her car, supposedly by accident. Now his arm is broken, his B&B is understaffed, and the dangerously unpredictable Eve is fluttering around trying to help. Before long, she's infiltrated his work, his kitchen, and his spare bedroom. Chaotic Eve is his natural-born nemesis. But the longer these two enemies... Oh, Sunny Chaotic Eve, so it's her, yeah, is his natural-born nemesis. But the longer these two enemies spend in close quarters, the more their animosity turns into something entirely else. Love it. Let's carry on. This looks like a book bar. It is a book bar. Let's have a look at the month on this one. November. So we're almost caught up. That was only last month. That was only 2 weeks ago. Yes, 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 yes. I told you there's so many books in here that I want to read. This is Eliza Clark. She's Always Hungry. A teenager longs for perfect skin, a scientist tends to fragile alien flora, a young man takes the night into his own hands. Each of these characters has a desperate desire. Can any of them be sated? Unsettling, revolutionary, and laced with her signature dark humour, Eliza Clark's debut short story collection plumbs the depths of that most basic human feeling, hunger. Oh my gosh. Can I stop the video and start reading this right now? It sounds so good. And yeah, one of those things that I probably would never have picked up if it weren't for BookBar, and I can't wait. Okay, let's get into this one. I think it's a Waterstones. You can usually tell by how difficult it is to open them. No, it's not Waterstones. It is a book bar. I think this is going to be the December one because they usually send out their Christmas gift guide with the December one. So let's have a look. Yeah, December because the Zoom call's in January for the book club. This was out in hardback and it was, I think, was it on the long list for one of the prizes this year? So I wanted to read it. I'm pretty sure it's on my wish list on Amazon, so I'm going to have to go and delete it off. And I was gutted that it didn't get shortlisted. Was it the Booker Prize or the, I can't remember. It was one of the prizes. And yeah, I was gutted it didn't get further. But this is My Friends by Hisham Matar. So let me tell you what this one is about. Khalid and Mustafa meet at university in Edinburgh, two Libyan 18-year-olds expecting to return home after their studies. In a moment of recklessness and courage, they travel to London to join a demonstration in front of the Libyan embassy. When government officials open fire on protesters in broad daylight, both friends are wounded and their lives forever changed. Over the years that follow, Khalid, Mustafa and their friend Hosam, a writer, are tightly bound together by their shared friendship. If friendship is a space to inhabit, theirs becomes small and inhospitable when a revolution in Libya forces them to choose between the lives they have created in London and the lives they left behind. And the way people I've seen who have read this have talked about the book, yeah, I really want to read this one. It sounds so good. I'm just realising how dark it's getting. I didn't really want to have to turn the big light on, but I might have to do it. I don't think it'll look as nice as this, but at least we'll be able to see the books. So bear with me 2 seconds while I get that sorted. Okay, next I'm going to open the parcel that just came. Oh good, it's on the top. So we don't have to worry too much about opening that up. The book in question is The Housemaid is Watching by Frida McFadden. I really like the first 2 of these. So in the first one, the housemaid, she becomes homeless, doesn't have a home, can't keep a job because she doesn't have an address. So she gets taken in to be a live-in maid in this house. The woman in this house starts to treat her horribly. It's the complete opposite from the interview when she was so lovely to her. Then we kind of find out why. And I absolutely loved it. I know that my sister wasn't that keen. She said she thought she'd seen similar done better, but yeah, I loved it. Thought the second one was great as well. The twists in the second one, I saw one of them, but not all of them. And then I'm a bit curious to know how she can keep writing more from this character and how she can keep getting more twists in when we now know about the character. I can't say much more without giving it away. So yeah, I want to read this to give it a go for myself and see what I feel. I bought that just to up the postage, or to get free postage. Okay, this is Amazon and I've not opened it, so I am wondering what on earth this could actually be. I really wanted this because I've got the 3rd and 4th one. I've read the first one, but I haven't got the second one. So the second one is A Closed and Common Orbit by Becky Chambers. The first one was The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet. So it is sci-fi. A lot of people call it cozy sci-fi. I don't really know if I would use the word cozy with it, but it was enjoyable. And in the first one, you get introduced to the new character who's new to the ship, because it's all about this journey and the characters on the ship taking this long journey, this long voyage. You get introduced to the new character first, and I really like the way she did that, because then we basically got introduced to the ship and the other characters through the new person, through kind of like a new lens and new perspective. But then as the story went on, you equally got to know all of the other characters, not just her. You realise it's about all of them and how they interact with one another, their relationships, their friendships, you know, their positives, their negatives, everything. And then, yeah, it's a series and I want to read the next one, and now I've got it in my hands. So I don't know what the second one is actually about, but it's a sequel. I'm not going to go through the synopsis. Read the first one if you're interested. But I would say if you've never really got into sci-fi and maybe you're a little bit skeptical because a lot of sci-fi can be very heavy, this is probably a good entryway. this, or the first one, I would say, because obviously I've not read this one, I don't know yet, but yeah, the first one is a very good introduction to sci-fi if you're interested but not entirely sure. We have got 4 more parcels after this one, so this is 5 down. I honestly didn't think I'd finish this today. I'm gonna be honest, I am now exhausted, but I need this room later to work, do my tutoring, so I need to be able to move all of the boxes and everything before then. So now that I'm near the end, I'm just gonna keep going so that I can tidy up properly. So this is October's book club, yeah. And again, it's another one that I am interested in reading. We have The Vaster Wilds by Lauren Groff. A servant girl escapes from a settlement. She carries nothing with her but her wits, a few possessions, and the spark of God that burns hot within her. What she finds is beyond the limits of her imagination and will bend her belief in everything that her own civilization has taught her. The Vaster Wilds, I can't pronounce the W after the V. The Vaster Wilds is a work of raw and prophetic, like a prophecy, prophet. A raw and prophetic power that tells the story of America in miniature through one girl at a hinge point in history to ask how and if we can adapt quickly enough to save ourselves. Sounds good. I think somebody asked me in the comments on the last book opening that I did about BookBar, and I didn't realise at the time they only deliver to the UK, so you would either need to be in the UK or have a shipping service from the UK to your country. Okay, this is Waterstones. Ooh, I'd kind of forgotten about this one. This was in the finalists for the, is it a finalist, or it's definitely in the Goodreads Choice Awards. That is The Blood of Hercules by Jasmine Mass, and this is the Waterstones special edition. I'm wondering if this was one of the ones my birthday money went towards, because it is quite a recent release, so maybe, I can't remember. Okay. Gorgeous. Got the signature inside. Alexis Hart isn't a hero, and she certainly isn't a god. All she's ever been is a survivor. The fates disagree. When a blood test leads to her admittance at the Spartan War Academy, she'll have to do more than merely survive. Alexis will have to claim her birthright, immortality. But immortality is a privilege, one earned in the crucible of the Academy, where the heroes are villains and classroom battlegrounds. While unyielding gladiators Achilles and Petro hone her into a warrior, her professors, the 2 brooding heirs to the underworld, haunt her steps and her thoughts. Because where there are gods, there are bound to be monsters, and there is more than one hunting Alexis. And this is the Villains of Lore Series 1. I think that's going to be a series. Again, I'm not really sure I've heard of anyone who's actually read this yet. I've just seen the hype from the publishers. So interesting, as with a couple of other ones here, to see actually, is it good, or is it just that the publishers hyped it as kind of their book of the moment? We'll see. This is our last Waterstones of the day. Okay, and it is their book of the year, Butter. Again, birthday money was spent on this one. So this is the Waterstones exclusive edition, which is why it's the gold foiling rather than just the yellow. So I think that's the only exclusive part of it. It's signed and it's got a little face. There you go. That's just a red end paper and black with gold foiling on there. Gourmet cook Manaka Keiji sits in Tokyo Detention Center, convicted of the serial murders of lonely businessmen, who she is said to have seduced with her delicious home cooking. The case has captured the nation's imagination, but Keiji refuses to speak with the press, entertaining no visitors. That is, until journalist Rika Mashida writes a letter asking for her recipe for beef stew, and Keiji can't resist writing back. Rika, the only woman in her news office, works late each night, rarely cooking more than ramen. As the visits unfold between her and Keiji, they are closer to a masterclass in food than journalistic research. Rika hopes this gastronomic exchange will help her soften the steely Keiji, but it seems that she might be the one changing. With each meal she eats, something is awakening in her body. Could she and Keiji have more in common than she once thought? Inspired by the real case of the convicted con woman and serial killer, the Kantatsu killer, Asako Yuzuki's Butter is a vivid, unsettling exploration of misogyny, obsession, romance, and the transgressive pleasures of food in Japan. Wow, okay, I actually didn't know that that's what that was about. It's got a ribbon bookmark as well. That sounds good. Happy to have that one. Okay, we have two more. This one is from Germany. This is from the Chester Fandoms. This is the one that I actually thought I was missing in my last big unboxing. And what I didn't know is that they wait for every book you've ordered to come in stock before they send, and they were waiting for one of the books. Oh my god, that's heavy. That's heavier than I thought it was going to be. So they're all wrapped nicely together. So these are in German. For anyone who doesn't know, I speak a little bit of German, but not enough to read. So this is purely for the special edition vibes. Chester Fandoms do so many. Their copy of The Spell Shop is stunning. But current Michelle knows that I should not be spending money on special editions that I cannot even read. Here we have a paperback of God Killer by Hannah Kanner. And look at that sprayed edge. That is what I bought this book for the sprayed edge. Do I regret it now? A little bit, but Michelle at the time did not. She was a happy bunny. She was happy to spend her money on this. Disappointingly, I read the second one of this, Sunbringer, and I was not a fan. It was okay, but I did not think it had the charm that God Killer did. I think when the third one comes out, which will be soon, I will get it, but I'm already umming and ahhing which version to get. I haven't, like, the pre-orders are out. You can get the Waterstones, you can get the Illumicrate. I've got both copies of the first two books, God Killer and Sunbringer, but I know that I shouldn't get both copies for the third one because I just didn't love the second one. So now that's why I've got a little bit of regret for this, because would I classify it with, you know, my favourite books? No, I wouldn't, which, you know, is sad. Moving on from that. Oh, I didn't even tell you what God Killer's about. A bunch of people go on a quest. This is the most simple way to put it. They're an unlikely group of people who work together to achieve what they all individually need to achieve. And it's charming. But the second one, I think it lost the charm because they were no longer all together. They were all kind of separated and scattered, and I think that's why it didn't have that same charm. Anyway, we have another copy of Threads of Power. I already have this in German, but without the sprayed edge. Does current Michelle regret this? A little bit, yeah. Actually, more than a little bit. There's nothing there. It's literally a sprayed edge. And that's it. Knock some sense into myself. I'm learning. I can't put that up there. It's unstable. I am learning. I am. And then this was the real reason why I ordered, which is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. When I turned up to Julia's house or flat in Germany in July, guess what she'd bought me as a gift? So I now have 2 copies of this. I think the other one I opened, so I'm going to keep this one sealed because I've got 2 of it. But yeah, it's stunning. It is absolutely stunning. But, you know, it's the exact same story. And it's in German, which I can't read. Anyway, we've got 1 box left, so let's put that down and forget that that happened. We are on the final box. Oh, I shouldn't have left this one till last, because talking about more editions of these Schwab books I shouldn't have bought. Oh my days. We've talked about this before as well. We talked about this, I can't remember if it was in the last unboxing or the one before that. So this is from Alyssa's World. And Alyssa's World, she did a copy. It's right here. So it's this copy. And then what she did is she updated the design. And I remember saying to you all, oh, I've just opened this one and she's updated the design and I'm not going to spend the like 40-50 £50 on the newer updated one. Guess what I did? I couldn't help myself. And I should have. I should have. So we can put them next side by side. There we go. And as I say, I just hope everything's okay with the quality because this has been sitting here for a long time. Another company has just released 3 copies of The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, and they're at, is it Fabulistic, and they're at 3 different price points, and the top one, there's like 36 copies. They're hand kind of bound together and they're gorgeous. It's thousands of dollars, US dollars, thousands. But even the third one, which is a couple of thousand of, it's still at a lower price point, but I just can't justify it right now. Those stickers are gorgeous. They look like little wax seals. Steals? Seals. My talking's terrible. I'm not even gonna, I shouldn't say sorry. It just is what it is. And here we go. Oh, look. The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. So there we go. There's the side and the back. That's the sprayed edge. That's the top sprayed edge and the bottom sprayed edge. There's the signature and paper artwork. And paper artwork. And there's the book itself. So in terms of comparing it to the original, I just realised I'm missing something here because I've got a book cover for Iron Flame, which isn't here. Let me do this first. So she changed the bird slightly so it looks more wooden than the original. She put the sprayed edge onto the top and bottom and changed that side sprayed edge slightly. Then was it the end paper artwork in this one is new. The old one, it's just kind of standard. The old book has the standard foiling on the cover, and this one has the special. So do I regret it now? Yeah, I kind of do. It's a lot of pennies, but it is what it is. I would say it's better quality as well. It does seem to be better quality. But did I need 2 almost identical copies? There's also a pin in here. I wasn't sure if I actually ordered this because I remember the first time I got one of the later ones and she sent me the pins to say kind of thanks for waiting because she got quite a few copies that were like not up to grade. I don't remember ordering that. I think she must have put it in as an extra. Bear with me. I'm going to see if this was everything, if I can find my Iron Flame book cover. How random that I forgot this, but at the last minute I was like, I know I'm missing something. This is from, it must be from BlueyBoo. So obviously with Iron Flame, oh, I put them down on the lower oh. No, it's, oh, you can't see it because of all these. There's an, I got the 4th Wing book cover from her and she came out with the Iron Flame one. So I got it. I don't have a copy of Iron Flame to put it on, but you know, that's okay. I will get one. Beautifully packaged. Yeah, it's from BlueyBoo. BlueyBoo. There we go. That's the Iron Flame cover to match the 4th Wing cover that she has. It is gorgeous. But is it worth me buying another copy of Iron Flame? I might just put it on one of my standard editions, you know, so that I don't have to buy another copy of it because I'm just done with overspending money on so many of the same book. Okay, so this is a pin. Oh, is it a 4th Wing pin? Yeah, I did pay for this. I ordered it at the same time. Ah, it's so pretty. There we go. I do have a bit of an obsession with dragons. Here we go. We've still got obviously the addies down here as well to go with our massive book haul. It is a big book haul, it is, but like I say, this is months, and I think if I'd have left it this many months previously, there would have been even more. I'm glad that I've opened it. I'm glad that I get to read some of these now rather than thinking, oh, I wish I could read that book, but it's in a box in my office. So yeah, I can read them now. And yeah, hopefully I recover even more soon from my chronic fatigue syndrome, because I do miss making YouTube videos, but obviously in the grand scheme of things I have to look after myself. So eating, sleeping, washing my clothes, vacuuming my house, they're all more of a priority than making videos, which is just life. We'll get there. We'll get there. Anyway, thanks for being here today. I have missed you all so much. Thank you to everyone who has sent me messages, whether it's on here, on Instagram, on Goodreads. I appreciate all of the positive thoughts and energy that everyone has been sending me. It's been a pretty rough time, but we're here. We're happy. That's all that matters. So I hope to see you soon in the next one. As usual, if you could help me out by liking the video, subscribing if you haven't, they're literally the biggest ways that you can support me and the channel. I hope that you are all well, and I will see you all hopefully soon. Bye.